Good morning, this is totally random.
Featuring Franz Maruna and Andrew Embler.
Welcome to Totally Random on today,
20th
of July. Yes, 2012. I'm Franz. This is Andy. This is your weekly chit chat talk show about Concrete5, questions, answers, things that are happening, etc. Starting right out with the news. Exciting news this week is we have announced the release schedule for the next major version of Concrete5, Concrete 5.6.
Yep.
You can see that in the blog. There's about 4 or 5 weeks of things that are going to happen there. How's that going? We're going to kind of wrap up Alpha this month?
Yeah, we're wrapping up Alpha this month. Next, I believe, 2 weeks. It's all detailed in there, exactly what the dates are. We are going. That wrap up is going to include a few short things on my list. Probably publishing the features that are in there in a canonical format so that everyone can see it.
Sure.
And then also pulling in the pull requests, which have been waiting for a while. And so we'll be going through those with the will to pull them in over the next 2 weeks. And the goal with those is to either pull them in or close them out. It's
nice.
just be empty in 2 weeks.
Clean it up.
Yep, exactly. And then beyond that, after that, I believe that maybe the 10th of August, something around there, we're heading into a 3-week beta period.
I think we're 2 weeks. Yeah, we're doing them 2 weeks.
All right,
too long. People want features in there, and hey, why can't it also? Beta is no new code, just fixing things that are broken.
Yep. So that's the. You should be confident in testing that. I wouldn't call it production ready, but you know that nothing dramatic is going to change out from underneath you at that point in terms of data structures and things. So you can definitely, take your sites and upgrade them on stages to it and check out how that works. And we need a lot of people to do that because there are a lot of under the hood tweaks and
dramatic changes, especially to advanced permissions. Everyone knows that we've done all sorts of exciting things with advanced permissions.
Yeah.
But there's other tidbits that are getting some love in this version as well.
Yeah, there's some basic workflow in there. There's some basic workflow that replaces some of the workflow light stuff that we had in our core for a while. What else is in there?
Using a single block from a stack. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that's right. People have wanted that. It was a thing that got left out when we transitioned from scrapbooks into stacks.
So these stacks are cool, but you get everything in the stack when you place it. And now you can just pick one thing from it.
We also transitioned, thanks to me, Chris, to Bootstrap 2.0 in this release.
Very pretty.
And unfortunately, while that is much prettier and the markup makes more sense from a semantic perspective, they kind of got it out the door first and then got it cleaned up second. And I don't know who would do such a thing.
It's an outrage.
I know. This is just terrible. Terrible practice. No. And so consequently, the classes of many things are different. So we are attempting to maintain as much backward compatibility as possible, but you might want to take a look at that and see if your add-ons and such need some tweaks to their classes.
Pretty good though. Dashboard drop-down and the annoying quick nav thing are getting rethought.
Yes, quick nav is gone as it was before.
Yep. See ya, quick nav.
Good idea. We incorporated it into a new.
Yeah. So the quick nav, if you're not familiar with it, that little blue bar thing that slides down. Oh, might have to run here. No, we're good. Nope, I got it. No, this thing slides down and it gives you the most recent pages that you've been to, whether they're in your dashboard or in your site on the one side, and then it also gives you kind of pages that you've bookmarked from your dashboard on the other side. That's nice, but the thing sliding down all the time is just killer.
Yeah, and with the 5.6 you noticed it even more because, it was annoying to have the dashboard drop down cover up a recent page that you wanted to go to, and that was always annoying, but in 5.6 we've actually incorporated a new sort of notification style bar at the top that takes the place of that drop down bar, the blue bar, and that has workflow statuses and pending approval things, and that sort of white overlay thing, lozengey looking thing that would appear and then fade away is pretty much gone from at this point. But consequently, the quick nav would obscure it and be, I don't know,
way too much going on
Yeah.
there. And at the same vein, the dashboard drop down isn't really as configurable as we would have liked. There's a lot of stuff that we're trying to put in there, and then gee, I really don't need to see all that on my site, and then
it would drop too far down on sites with lots of add-ons
it's
installed.
real world problems. So now the little star that you get on all your dashboard pages actually adds or removes something to the dashboard drop down, so you can fully customize the way that drop down behaves. At the top of that, you see recent pages that you've been to. All that's folded into one nice little configurable dashboard drop down.
And you can, of course, click on the if there are things that you haven't bookmarked to appear in that drop down, you can click on the dashboard.
At some point, we should like stick a screenshot of this, so it wasn't quite so much like this, but it's cool.
It's like Minority Report. That's what they're thinking of.
This. Yeah, so that's nice. And what other improvements we've got?
I did just yesterday the whole choose a page from the sitemap and page search and such. That when you choose a page for either a page list block or inserting a link, that would be a little tedious on large sites.
Man.
And the page search on large sites especially would really slow that drop or that window down, because it would load regardless of whether you're going to use page search or not. And then consequently, sometimes you wanted page search, but you didn't want the sitemap. So now that drop down comes up with 3 tabs. One is for the sitemap, one is for the sitemap in the flat view, and one is for page search. And they only load the one view that you want until you click on the other one, and it keeps track of your last selected choice as a tab.
So much faster.
Much faster. Much you know, if you find yourself using page search because your site has 500,000 pages in it, you're going to always have the page search tab. You're not going to have to worry about a sitemap that's open. So
that's awesome. So what are you going to do to get me the lost hours of my life?
I'm just going to pray that it's enough.
Thanks.
We ditched the comparison.
Yes, compare is gone. No more Python requirements in concrete5. Thank you to the guy who wrote that years ago and graciously let us release it under LGPL. But that thing was it was far from perfect at best, and it only got punkier over time. It used to be that it would demo really well. But we're talking about when you go to the versions, you pick 2 versions, you compare, and it used to load an overlay that would like highlight Microsoft reviewing style, what was different. And when we first incorporated, I mean, that was like 5.
It was.
Way back. You know, it kind of worked okay, and it would demo well. Be like, ooh, that'd be great to have. But then in the real world, like, you know, the
HTML is just an impossible science. I mean, like, it's
way too much going on. And so we had wrestled. Well, should we try to write one that isn't in Python? Because that would be nice. It's like, no, there's only so much time in the day. Actually, doing all this workflow stuff, we started to realize there's a need to compare more than one version. You've got your current approved version, the one you're working on now, the one that is in the workflow approval. Like sometimes there may be even more than 3 that you want to compare. So now it's a tabbed interface. You can pick different ones to throw in different tabs. You can scroll down, and amazingly, if you scroll down, all of the pages scroll to the same spot. Again, we're doing the hand. So if you scroll down, now I got another page, and you can just kind of do like this. And you can see visually what's different and use your mind to compare the differences. Yeah,
it works a lot better. It's cool to be able to check 2 of them and compare, and they come up in 2 separate tabs, and you just position it where you want.
It does everything that you would expect consistently without requiring additional technologies.
Nice.
The file-based caching thing?
Yes.
That's cool. Or the rethinking how many times we look for a file exists.
Oh yes, so in 5.6 we are adding something called an overrides cache. So this will be on for new installs and off for existing installs. So once it's off, feel free to turn it on if you're done developing your site. You want it off while you're installing blocks and making overrides to your site, and then you want to turn it on when your site is in production. And what this does is it basically, instead of on every page load checking file exists in the root directory, then in packages, then in the core, what this does is it will compute all the overrides at once and then save them in one, easily re-gettable object. And then if it's cached, it is simple to get, and we don't do any more file existence checks because we know exactly where we have to look.
So you still have the glorious override structure of concrete 5 that keeps your core nice and safe. Yep. But you don't have 1,000 if file exists checks on every page right now.
Yeah, because with given the nature of how you want those overrides to work, almost all sites are doing so much more of that than they need to, because we always have to check in the spots that are least likely to have files in them. So this is going to make a lot of difference, and probably hopefully at least on slower web hosts.
Yes, I think mostly on your junky web hosts.
Yeah,
but
we're big.
Good for everyone.
Nonetheless, slow file
and more. I know.
Big list.
Since we've been telling people, look, we're really focusing on this now. I've already seen a new level of activity in the forums. Yeah, hey, I'd like to fix the image editor. I'd like to do this. I'd like to do that. Please do it. Get it in Git so we can check it and get it in there while the door is open. Yeah. So there's some news. I don't think there's any other important news. That's just exciting. Yeah. Let's do some karma.
And the weekly karma winners, come on down.
Hey, Matt. All right. What are we? You got pictures?
Yeah, we got some pictures. We got some winners too. I guess we'll do pictures first. Sure.
All right. Well, winners, whatever you want, man. You're in charge of karma. It's your domain.
All right. This is from 55 Web Design in England. Got a new smart car for his business.
Nice. 2 stickers on that. Sweet.
I like that.
Custom plate too. I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Very nice.
Nice. Looking good.
Got another car picture from Surf's Up Joe 125.
Surf's Up Joe.
Got a sticker on a car. He says he gets work by having this sticker on his car.
That's crazy.
Nice. Yeah, people pull him over. What is that? I need a website now. Sorry, dude. Surf's Up.
And our very own Julia got some, or should get some karma for putting up some stickers at OzCon.
Oh, going commando at OzCon, Julia.
Nice.
Well, wait.
The open source software convention thingy they have
right here in Portland. Yes. All right. Cool.
So that's that.
Nice. What about the machine? Did it run?
The machine indeed has run, and let's
Sweet.
see. We got Masuba winning a copy of the Dojo Folio Slider for helping. We got Tony winning a copy of reviews for promoting.
Nice, Tony.
And a copy of Just RJ. Pardon me, Just RJ won a copy of.
You got a copy of himself. Here's your clone.
Yeah, he won a copy of the login redirect for doing work.
Cool.
Very cool.
Sweet. Excellent. Well, thank you. As always, we deeply appreciate everything the community is doing for Concrete 5, whether it's putting work in Git for the new version, or promoting the project, or just helping other people in the forums. It's spectacular, and we'd be nowhere without you. So thank you. I think it's time to check in and see what Greg Joyce is getting into. Let's go open the PRB.
And now it's time. Introducing Great Choice by Greg Joyce.
All right, that's good.
Greg, where are you?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe going to OzCon, but then I could also go to Ozfest maybe.
Ooh, well, that OzCon looks a little dry. What's OzCon look? Yes. Well,
Those
your
guys
choice.
look like they know how to party. I don't know which one. I think I know which one I choose.
Yeah. Well, I hope we get you back. That was like Slayer more than Oz, but you know.
Yeah.
It all works. What about the PRB? Have you made any great choices this week in the PRB, Greg? Well, tell us all about it.
Let me refresh my memory real quick.
Okay.
I think I actually did go to Ozfest.
By memory, do you mean cash?
Yes.
Layer of my cash.
It looks like there's some type of theme was approved. It's very playful.
I found it. Yeah. Yeah, this is called the Playful Theme by Jack and Jean. And it's got some puppies, butterflies, and sunshine, and some kind of drop-down menus.
It's awesome.
Wow, those are some serious drop downs.
Awesome.
Yeah, they went all out on that.
That is sweet.
I think this is the first one with a proof in those. I'm kind of looking forward to see what else they do.
I'm
want that
impressed.
Twitter shirt.
People are
People
going to use this. This is sweet.
All right,
Nice.
so that's that theme. And this is the dealership add-on by Joe Hive Creative, which I guess is a joint venture between Chad Strat and another car.
Chad Strat has a Mazda dealership.
Yeah, it does. Going down to Chad Strat Mazda.
Yeah, so this will keep an inventory of cars for your website, and it comes with a theme that Chad needs to add a description of dot text to. So
Nice. It's like a car dealership. Cool.
This is Locks by Ajax Templates, Volume 1 by John the Fish. It includes some templates that you can use with his Blocks by Ajax add-on. And basically, you add this template to like an HTML block or whatever, and it'll load the rest of your page before pulling in the blocks. This add-on only works if you have purchased his Blocks by Ajax add-on.
Great screenshot.
Yeah. Well, that's how you use it. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
believe
with
it.
you.
I believe it.
This is SQL info by John the Fish again, and it's similar to last time I was here. He did a PHP info add-on, and it's similar to that one. It kind of breaks down your database for you in a nice way. This one's a little bit more useful than the PHP info add-on. But yeah, that's it.
Just shows you stuff that it's not like PHP my admin or
I don't think
anything.
you can. Yeah, the nice thing about it is you cannot actually destroy your page.
Yeah, that's probably why we approved it. Yeah.
It's SQL info, not SQL.
Destroyer. Sweet. Great choices. More?
Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to the OzCon.
Alright. Well, be careful. Yeah. Alright. How about Git? Did we get stuff in Git?
We did.
Let's open that up.
What did we get in Git?
Well, what'd you get?
Yes. So we began the great GitHub approval process with one approval this morning, and this is something that has been in there sadly for about 7 months.
Sure.
It's toward the bottom. It's probably, I think it's the second to last one at the bottom now. It's approved in the master branch now. It's from Jordan Lev, and this is improved block validation error messages. So there was actually quite a bit of back and forth on this one, which is why it wasn't approved sooner. But then it did hang for a while. But basically, what this does is it lets
Is it that one?
Resolution.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, so basically, this is just when you install a block yourself, there are a number of ways you could possibly screw it up. You could include the wrong, but primarily around database tables and specifying a table that you're not actually installing or something along those lines. And this add-on attempts to keep you from, when you do make mistakes, it attempts to give you better feedback than you used to do.
Feedback is good.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice job, Jordan.
Nice. And I think it's, as we've said many times this morning, expect a lot more activity from us in Git over the coming weeks.
Yes.
Next week's Totally Random will probably be a Totally Git and Git.
Totally Git.
I think we're ready for how would we do that. I think.
Sure.
Get your questions up. Let's open that thing up.
How would we do that?
How would we do that? All right. Do you need us to tell you how to do anything?
All right. Let's see.
You guys already know how to do stuff.
Did see one sort of question about 5.6 stuff from John the Fish, and he said, "What additional things will we be able to override in the new version?"
You can, at this point, actually, well, okay. So in the new version, you can actually override every core class without actually forking that entire class. So all of the core classes for blocks, models, libraries, they all actually, they're named the same as they used to be, but by default they're empty and they extend, they further extend other core classes. So this is something that we have some inspiration we took from the Kohana PHP framework. And so you can actually, for example, on our own site we've extended user info, but what that means is we have to actually look in the user info object and apply any changes with any upgrades because it completely replaces it. But if we were to do it now, we could actually only extend the parts of it that we needed.
So you're telling me I should just hit update on concrete5?
Yeah, you're totally good. You're totally good. Just let it happen.
I will.
And then also you can actually override tools from within a package. And a couple different things from within a package. I'll get back to you on that. I believe tools and elements can be, you can swap from within a package at this point. And there's also an auto loader in 5.6 that will take care of, you can specify exactly where your classes are coming from without having to call loader when you need them. So there's a lot of improvements of that nature. The answer to that question succinctly is just about everything. Yep.
Yes, and sure.
Got one from Peter Vernalia. He asks, any changes in attributes in 5.6? Will you be able to reorder or sort them better?
You can already reorder them and
Where? What is better?
I mean, he might mean the page attributes are really the only place we can take advantage of those sets that we added in 5. Whatever it was, 5.5. So it's fairly unlikely that we'll do much with those until the next version because we're anticipating rethinking user attributes a little bit in that version. So probably not too much unless there's a bug that you could.
Yeah, nothing dramatic, but maybe there's something simple that he's talking about that we're not understanding.
Yeah, totally.
Now is the time to get it and get.
Yeah,
maybe
it might just be
happen.
sitting in there too. You know? Someone already did it.
Anybody else want to know how to do something? It's just fun. We got a new monitor as part of the Totally Random stuff. So we can actually see ourselves. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any more questions here, but if you want to get them in right now in the chat window, and otherwise this is your last chance.
Well then.
Our chat's funny. I'd like that Matt filters out some of the comments that actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna see a few questions that we don't need to answer. Yeah, you guys already know what to do with it.
Hey, what's going on at the PRB? I think I can answer this. We've been busy, man.
Yeah.
Seems to take a long time, question mark? Well, there's activity in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope at this point, and I don't take as much of a role in it as I used to, but I would be hard. I imagine that if you found an add-on that took a while to approve, if you looked at its comment history, it's not like it's sitting there in a vacuum.
Yeah, last one I saw, someone complained that it was, I haven't been approved. I looked, I mean,
yeah, no, it's overwhelming.
So, yes, we have been, as Matt says, a little busy. At least last week, we had all hands on deck with a client in town that was doing some training, and it was awfully fun, but awfully time consuming. So, you know, a week here or there, and we're not going to pull the trigger on anything haphazardly. But you know, there's an awful lot of infrastructure there, and if a lot of activity going on. If you want to be part of the PRB, I know Julia is always bringing people in and getting rid of people who aren't really all that active. So there it is.
So we got a question from Strider SEO. He wants to know if we'd ever consider offering an option for people to pay money to get their stuff approved sooner than others.
No. Yeah, I know Chad wants that too. No, it's not. It's not like that. It is a peer review board. Things are not waiting there for months on us to pull the trigger. You know, if it takes us, if something is done, and if you've had the peer sign off on it, and it's great, and frankly, if it's great, it usually gets approved pretty quickly. If there's a lot of back and forth, it's awesome that there's infrastructure to do it. When we have a chance to come in there and approve it for our store, we'll do that. we're not keeping you from selling it on your own. We're really appreciative of all the work and getting stuff in there, but you know, it's got to be good, and this is kind of the way it goes, guys. Go try to get an app approved in the Apple App Store, or try to get a version of it to blow your panics for it.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I bought Coda 2.0 on the first day because I fell victim to their fancy half-off sale,
yeah.
And it was pretty. It was very nice, but it was very unstable on Snow Leopard OS 10, just crashing every app. I mean, and I started passive-aggressively sending them bug report, you know, because they have the bug report feature. And it's like I'll send them every single bug report that I can, and then they got fixes out, you know, inside of a week, which I have nothing but respect for, having been in this business. But since I bought this foolishly on the Mac App Store, I think it probably took 4 weeks to get that 0.01 update to be approved by Apple. It was over a month. It was pretty brutal.
So I guess the reason that I asked you to bring it up is I don't know. To me,
updates to an existing product that did nothing but fix bugs.
Yeah, from folks that are very well financed on all sides.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, it involves work. It's hard. It takes time. I don't think there's anything going on here that isn't still moving. So you know, we have good infrastructure in place, and the processes are working. Totally respect that they may not be working as fast as people want, but I don't think that means we need to change the process.
Alright, well that's the last question I've seen posted, so, you know.
Alrighty. Well, then I think next week we're back.
Yeah.
I think we have anything.
I'm out of town.
Probably not.
Matt's out of town. Well, we're going to figure out something. We may be back next week.
And hell,
Like a
on the street.
webcam, iPhone on the street kind of thing or something. We'll have to figure it
Man
out.
on the street.
Man on the street.
concrete5.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. But I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Thank you, and yeah.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.